a little bit because, it was a little, that whole thing gave me a headache between talking about Bruce Jenner and talking about, that old tired bitch, and talking about the porn stars for Trump. I need a palate cleanser. So let's get into talking about Laura Roach and the fact that the fans are campaigning for Laura to be a permanent judge on RuPaul's Drag Race. And I have to say, I'm here for it. But y'all already know this because I feel like I've talked about this before. But I saw like the article was making the rounds over on Pink News. So I was like, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. So after Laura Roach received rave reviews from fans after appearing on the 16th season of Drag Race as a guest judge, now said fans are campaigning for the fashion architect to sit at the judges' table permanently. So the celebrity stylist first made his Drag Race debut, as we said, on season 16 of the reality competition series, and he didn't come to play. He came to slay. I just added it up in there. Hey, Shake-a-lay. It said Roach famously criticized Plasma and praised Plain Jane for creating an immaculate ice skating costume using her competition's leftover fabric. Oh, yeah, that was the episode that Plasma went home. And she had that horrible-ass Morticia Addams wig. But anyway, he said on the series, Plasma, I would have saw Jane using the same fabric to create that. I'd literally punch that bitch in the throat. The star, who frequently styles none other than icon Zendaya and Celine Dion, or as I like to say, Celine Dion, made quite an impression on the series. Now viewers are calling for Roach to be a permanent addition to the Drag Race judging panel, which sees RuPaul, Michelle Visage, and one of the three rotating judges, Carson Kressley, Ross Matthews, and T.S. Madison. Now, in response to the public outcry for more Roach goodness on the show, the styling icon has confirmed that he would definitely do it if he were asked. So let's take a gander over to TikTok and let's talk about, play the video of what he said. Please hold.
Fans are calling, obviously, for you to be a full-time judge. Would this be something you consider?
If I was asked to do it, I would definitely do it. First of all, I've always loved RuPaul. 30 years ago, she had the same thing. Love yourself. If you don't love yourself, how the hell could you love someone else? Also, to bring an underground art form to the mainstream and to the masses, that the way she's done it is incredible. When we look back and look at people who actually changed the world in our generation, you have to mention Ru. For me to walk into that establishment and to see it in person, her and Michelle Visage, their relationship and the friendship they've had for years, and that loyalty, you can just tell that Ru is just a good person.
Fans are calling, obviously.
And so, a lot of people agree that they want to see Laura, on there as a judge. But to be honest, I've said this before and I'm going to say it again. I actually prefer Laura when he did his guest judge stint on season 16. And, then all of his stint on Legendary. I think like a lot of people was kind of side-eyeing the situation when Laura came on there. And I will agree, or I will admit, I should say, that I did have my trepidations simply because when he was on Legendary, I wasn't really caring for him as a judge on there. Because it's sort of like, okay, maybe you do have ties to ballroom in some sort of way. But as far as like the judging and things that you were saying, I just wasn't buying it. I just wasn't feeling it. So I kind of just like, I watched the show and I enjoyed it for what it was, but I wasn't feeling Laura as one of the judges. Now, as far as coming on Drag Race, he definitely is someone who seems like loves the art of drag, that also could judge on fashion. And one of the things I would love to see RuPaul's Drag Race do, especially, is bring a lot of fashion challenges back to Drag Race. I felt like they did that a lot last season, so I was living for that, and I love those because remember when Drag Race first started, it was a cross between Project Runway and America's Next Top Model, but just with drag queens. The one thing I will say that I love about Dragula is the fact that versus Drag Race is that the Dragula girls make their stuff and they present it on the floor show. They call it the floor show. On Drag Race, they call it a runway. Whereas on Drag Race, it seemed like y'all just be spending thousands of dollars to give us runway looks. But I also love when they do the fashion challenges because it's like, okay, now y'all got to get creative. And there's no excuse. We're about to go into season 17 in January, and y'all out here still don't know how to use a damn sewing machine. And it's like, where they do that at? So to have someone like a Law Roach get up there and really judge these people on fashion, and y'all know his impact in the fashion world, him coming on Drag Race and judging clothes, to me, that would be an iconic situation. And quiet as it's kept, I think it is time to shake up that damn judges table, because to me, I feel like Ross and Carson are past their Drag Race prime. Like, remember at one point was like we had Santino, with Santino's a sad sack of shit these days. But overall, when we look at Ross and Carson, you know, when we had Santino on the show, it was like, okay, how long did he last? About 6-7 seasons. And then it was like, okay, let's move on. It's time to bring some new blood up in here. I feel like we've already done that with Carson and Ross. I don't feel like, honestly, that they offer anything inspirational, creative, entertaining in regards of the judging like they did when they were on the earlier seasons. I don't think they're as hungry, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I don't think they're as hungry as they were. So it may be time for them to sashay away and bring in some new blood. Now, people got a problem with it. There's too many black people in here. Oh, well, get over it. And we can't help it that we have that entertaining gene, and we know how to read bitches down to the floor, and we know how to give constructive criticism, but also give a little shade and throw it in there, but make it entertaining. And so to have RuPaul, and of course Michelle, she ain't going no damn way, because that's his ace boom coon. So we have RuPaul, Michelle, T.S. Madison, and we have Law Roach as the permanent judges, but of course they're rotating, and then you bring in a guest celebrity judge or whatever the case is. To me, I prefer that rather than y'all still keep it the same old, same old. So I say, let's say, what do y'all think of this story? Are y'all here for Law Roach possibly coming aboard as being a part of the RuPaul's Drag Race judging panel? Mama Ru, I hope you're listening. And if somebody out there, somebody tag her in this and send it to her. Maybe I'll tag her into it, because we definitely would love to see Law on there. I don't know if Law comes back in season 17, because we haven't gotten the official list of judges that's going to be on the show. We still don't even know who the queens are, but that's, I'm sure, because we almost closer to December, that's going to be coming out soon. So with all that being said, I'm excited for this upcoming season, see what's going on and who's going to be on the show and all this other stuff. And if not season 17, possibly season 18, they could shake it up. So let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below.